Hello, dear ones. It's Staci Shree Ma going live, and I wish you a happy new year. And I wanted to talk to you about the rise of Shambhala. Now, Shambhala means place of peace, and I'm calling for the rise of the Shambhala Warriors. Some people know the Shambhala Warrior prophecy, or they know the Rainbow Warrior prophecy. We're all the same, and we're the ones who are here with important work to lead with love, compassion, and wisdom. So as we look around us, everything seems to be sort of falling apart. And I'm here to let you know that it's really actually falling together. But it requires the rise of the Shambhala Warriors. And this is from my Tibetan Buddhist tradition. His Holiness Dzochen Rinpoche is known as a reincarnation of Padmasambhava, who was my teacher's teacher. And this comes from our tradition. And it seems like now is the time to tell the story of the Shambhala warrior, which used to be a prophecy. And now it's actually happening. The Shambhala warrior is rising. Shambhala warriors are rising, and they're all over the world. And I'm going to tell the story of the Shambhala warrior because, darling, you know that this is a time that all of life on earth is endangered, has become endangered. There's destructive powers that have taken over with their grandness, their atom splitting, pavement, space junk, social media. And there's, maybe we could call them dark powers, who have weapons of unfathomable devastation and technologies that can lay waste the resources of our world and maim and destroy all life on earth. It is now the beginning of the great shift. And the world, as we know it, seems to sort of hang in the balance. And the future of all beings hanging on the frailest of threads by the sickest of cultures. This is the time when the Shambhala warriors emerge. Now, they may not appear on your GPS, or Shambhala, which means place of peace, may not appear on your GPS location services, or it may not be a grandiose castle of barbarians or a McMansion of the cultural extension of the ill patrimony. It exists within the hearts and the minds of the Shambhala warriors. Peace resides within you. And if you're hearing this message, it is likely that you are one. You may not recognize yourself as such. And you may not have recognized the 50 that you saw on your news feed today. There's no specific physical traits. We don't have a uniform or insignia. There are no banners or social media posts, except for maybe on Shambhala Warrior Facebook. I don't know. There's no barricades from which to threaten the enemy or within which to preserve life. The Shambhalas don't have like a clubhouse or a land of their own. They always come from, survive within, and are amongst the terrain of the barbarians themselves. Now is the time when the great courage is required of the Shambhala warriors. Moral courage, physical courage, and emotional courage. For you must go into the heart of the barbarian powers and dismantle the weapons. Dismantle the weapons. To remove these weapons in every sense of the word, we must go into the corridors of power where the decisions are made. The Shambhala warriors, we know we can do this because we see the weapons that are destroying life are mano maya. And mano maya means they're made of the human mind and they can be unmade by the human mind. This is very important to remember as we manipulate physics with consciousness. So all the weapons are made by the human mind. So the Shambhala warriors know this. And they know that the dangers that threaten life on earth don't come from some alien power or God or goddess or extraterrestrial beings. They arise from our own free choices and relationships to humans, all life on our earth, and ourselves. They come from within us. So now is the time the Shambhala warriors must act with compassion. You might ask, how have the Shambhala warriors trained, or how will they train? They train in the use of 2 weapons, because this is a war, y'all, okay? And those weapons are compassion and wisdom, or insight, or we could say intuition. Both of these are necessary. We need the first one, which is insight or intuition, because this provides the fuel. It moves us out to act on behalf of other beings. But by itself, it can burn us out. So we need the second as well. We need the compassion and we need the wisdom. So we need to see the second, which is insight and the interdependent co-rising of all things, or everything is interconnected. It lets us see that the battle is not between the good guys and the bad guys, or bad or evil. It is the line between good and evil that runs within every human heart. We shall become more in touch with Mother Earth and the radical interconnectedness of the web of all creation. On an intuitive level, our hearts, we will have faith that with each act, with each pure integral action, we can affect the entire web of life, bringing results we cannot even measure or see. Intuition or wisdom can be too cool with our focused intention. We also require the heat of compassion, and this means the openness. It's very painful, y'all. The openness of the suffering of our world without being overcome by it. Both weapons are necessary, compassion and wisdom. Compassionate action is needed to support humanity now in moving forward on a micro and macro level. This starts with your self-compassion, darling, and extreme self-love. You are so powerful. You are the one you have been waiting for. And as the warriors of light, you might ask, what happens next? That depends on you. That depends on us. Are you a Shambhala warrior? We will do this together. We've got this. Dear ones, please know the light has already won. The actions of the Shambhala warriors will determine the transition time and will build the runway for the rise of Shambhala, or peace on earth, for our children. For our children. Now is the time, dear ones. We are the ones we have been waiting for. The Shambhala warriors are leading the new consciousness with compassion, wisdom, and most of all, love. Stay tuned with more of my Shambhala warrior transmissions, and please join me. The Shambhala warriors are rising. Happy New Year. Now is the time we've been waiting for.